My name is Bobbi Jo Hart, and I'm the director, writer, co-producer of Fanny, the Right to Rock. And you're watching the Filmcraziest Show.
Hey, I'm Brie Darling. I am one of the women in Fanny, the Right to Rock, the drummer. And it's great to be here with you, Bobbi Jo and Daniel. So
awesome. Cool. It's great to have you here. And yeah, you're watching the Filmcraziest Show. I'm Daniel, as we've established. So your film is premiering at the Hot Docs Film Festival online. What's that like?
World premiere over this side there. World premiere today. Today is the world premiere, Hot Docs. And yeah, we would have loved to have been there all together, rocking out in person. That was my dream, but we're hopefully going to get to do that at another festival very soon. But yeah, today is the world premiere at Hot Docs, and people can start, I think they can stream it all through the festival across Canada. So please stream. Hope you enjoy it. And if you do, vote for it for the Audience Choice Award. We would love that. I
love that we're doing the plug at the very beginning.
Yeah, just get it out of the way, because then my brain's going to be like, by the end, I'll be like, what am I supposed to do?
Then we can plug it again at the end too.
Oh, well, there we go. I'll let Brie do one at the end.
Okay, plug.
Now, I feel like I always start my documentaries as just Bobbi. Like, how did you get in on the story? How did you first hear about Fanny, and what made you want to help tell their story?
Well, I was actually looking for a guitar for my daughter on a guitar website, and they had a section called Stories on the Taylor Guitar website. And I clicked on it, and up came this photo, which happened to be the lead guitarist of Fanny, Jean Millington. And it had the whole story of Fanny, like backstory, like when she and Jean and Brie were playing together in high school, in their band, the Svelts, and on the other gals and touring around, and then record deals, et cetera. And David Bowie saying all these wonderful things about them. And I just was immediately blown away by just the breadth of music that these women had put out. And so I started looking up all the music and listening to it. And I was just, again, blown away. But then I started to get really pissed off, because how come me growing up in California in the 70s, my parents had, record player and albums everywhere. Like, how come these were not on the pile of LPs? And how come I had not heard about them until only 5 years ago? So I was really upset. And that's kind of how it starts off for most of the films I do, is I'm excited and upset at the same time. So it was immediately, I was like, okay, this story has to be told. I have to find these women. And luckily they trusted me in their journey, because the timing was so great. They got a new rock record deal, Fanny Walked the Earth. So the day they started recording, I literally showed up with the my camera woman, Claire Sanford, and we filmed with them for 6 days. We met and started filming the same day, and it's been a love affair ever since, at least from my end. They're just amazing women
too. It's so serendipitous that all that kind of happened. You hearing about it, seeing June on stage at the Women's March and reconnecting, and we had just got the deal. And for me, having seen the film, you got the story as well as it can be gotten. But I still want to know what happened, Bobbi Jo. We don't have an answer yet. Maybe we'll get some answers. What the heck happened here? We had the band, the songs, the singers.
Well, it's to be continued. That's the journey we're starting today with the world premiere.
Yeah.
It's like tabula rasa, blank slate.
Yep. Absolutely.
You can write whatever you want today, Brie, and moving forward.
My head is spinning with thoughts about all this, especially after watching it. There's things that I'm thinking about the past and the future that didn't occur to me then. And I'm going, what the heck? I'd love to blame the music industry, love to blame everything, but there are still some questions. Anyway, I'll tell you those sometimes if you want to know.
Sure, I would love that.
I want to know.
You know what? I heard things from June and Jean both that in all the years we've known each other, especially when we first got together and super close and we had so much in common, I didn't know about their pain and their struggles. I was so used to facing mine on my own. I wasn't asking any questions. I didn't know, Bobbi Jo, that that thing happened with Jean and the Mustang and the boyfriend. She didn't tell me. I was her best friend. We were best friends. As soon as we met, we were glued at the hip and remain so today. Whenever we're in the same room, I do not leave her side and vice versa. But I didn't know of June's struggles when I first quit. I didn't know that they were devastated. And I'm just thinking, were we so used to keeping everything so close? I don't know. I want answers.
Well, that's the fun thing is literally you guys, when we all get together, hopefully very soon, hopefully at a drive-in screening sometime soon, that, it's an opportunity to go deeper, to get to know each other even more. And, for obviously the audiences, but for you guys too. And I mean, what she was referring to about the Mustang, I'm not going to like spoil the story per se, but it's related to being a young woman coming of age, a brown young woman, a woman of color coming of age in Northern California. And I mean, in Jean and June's case, they had, they'd been born and raised in the Philippines and then moved to California, as preteens. And so it was a story, it was an anecdote, and there were some similarities that Brie and Jean experienced, which, I mean, I literally did this interview one after the other, and I was just, it was very eerie how similar your stories were, and
I didn't see the stories as they were being done. I saw it in the film and went,
exactly.
What? And I got to tell you, I love it because it just opens the door for future discussions and ideas about concepts to create, to write about.
Yeah, and I think that guy that, that chose the Mustang, I think we should track him down and borrow that Mustang to go to some drive-in premieres.
I wish we would have been driving that one,
I thought we were gonna go. I thought we were gonna go darker with that one and like run him over or something.
No, I can
do that.
Okay, you can do that. All right, yeah. I'll call 911.
Be the ethical one in this situation.
It's busy. No, but I mean the timeliness too of the film. I discovered Fanny 5 years ago, and it's been a process. I think of like 4 years. I think since we met, or 3. It's just like the time is just kind of, and then with COVID, everything's just gotten so fuzzy and foggy that I mean, if you look at that poster behind me, like that, the inspiration for that was, the Statue of Liberty, because I grew up in California and in Oregon, and she always meant, like those, welcoming those cold and huddled masses, everybody's welcome, everybody belongs in America, everybody has a dream, and everybody's dream deserves to happen. And, as I've gotten older, well, when I was growing up, in a very difficult financial circumstances, I realized that's not always the case. When I saw friends of mine, friends of color, I realized that was not always the case. And my queer friends, not always the case, queer friends in high school in Oregon that were hiding their identity. And so to me, I want the Statue of Liberty. I just thought, if she could move around, she'd probably really want to rock out, and she'd probably want to like really make her voice heard, not just have a voice, but a voice that could be really heard loudly. And to me, that's something that women have been socialized for hundreds and hundreds of years to be quiet.
Can we make that recording and play it through her?
Oh yeah, I like that.
Hey,
so yeah,
hey everyone, get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly. And so Fanny back in the 60s and 70s, like they were unapologetically loud. They were ahead of their time in that regard. I mean, like women that fought for the right to vote, for example, that also was an inspiration. We're standing on the shoulders of those women that fought for the right to vote, and young women and older women too in the music industry, like bands and musicians that followed Fanny, they're standing on their shoulders, because Fanny was literally fighting for the right to rock, and women are still fighting for that right today, in music. And what are your thoughts, Brie?
Yeah, we still are, it's not equal yet. There's a lot of things that aren't equal. And I don't know why. And I'm wondering if there will ever be a time when I look back and go, thank God it's happening now, because I think there's going to be a certain amount of, I don't mean to sound dark or disparaging, but this is a shame. This is a shame that even still there's expected positions you will have in the world of music, in the world of rock and roll, and the music of in everything. So I think it'll happen, but why do we take so damn long? I mean, I want to be here. I want to experience that. So all I'm going to do is going to keep doing my part to make it happen. We faced, Jean and I faced a lot of interesting things, being half Filipina, being half Asian, being, at the time we were too young and now we're old, it's crazy, but we can fight for that as well. Being women, being gay, being the wrong person in the room to get the job, just some crazy stuff. So, eventually getting paid as much. I've been on some big tours where I didn't make the same money and I was doing 2 jobs because I always sang and played. And they saved money on me, 1 hotel room for 2 players. And, I didn't get the same pay. So.
Exactly. And so this film kid, it's a conversation. Here we are having a conversation about these issues. And to me, the film is in a lot of ways just the beginning. It's a catalyst for conversation. It's a catalyst for positive social, cultural, political change in our society, not only in Canada and America, but around the world. It's rock and roll, if you're gonna be a young woman breaking in somewhere, that's been a pretty testosterone filled milieu for nice Filipina American or just any young woman that were part of the Svelts, your garage band, and back in the 60s. I mean, it was just and then Fanny, I mean, they were just and still are. You guys are still rocking. And so when you say you're old, man, to me, age is just a number, and it's also, this is also normalizing women as they get older. I mean, there was one reviewer that I will remain nameless, but who said something about, really loved the film, is so great, but, seeing them today and, it just would have been better in the past. And there was an ageist tone, a sexist ageist tone to it. And I just thought, well, this is another great reason why this film is so important. It's normalizing women, not just any women or not just any girls, but normalizing women that are older, women that are mature, women that have some time and experience under their belt, and they're rocking out. They're not sitting in a rocking chair knitting, they are rocking out. And so this is why this film is important too, is it's normalizing. I mean, look at Brie. I mean, she and Jean and June and Alice and Nikki and Patty. I mean, they're all rocking women today as much as they were back then. And society needs to catch up a bit about ageism too.
I think that's our job as women in the age that we are now, that we're still valid, we're still vibrant, we're still here, we're still doing it. That is an important thing to me, because I don't feel less like doing it than I did. Oh, hi there.
Dog cameo.
Let me see him.
This is my baby Bean. Wanting to get on my lap. But music, creativity still excites me. I wake up every day with ideas of what to write, what to do, what to create. And if I could give that message to any of the people that hear this or see this, that if you have that, it doesn't go away. I think sometimes we accept what is expected of us, that we should be over that, or maybe we don't want to have kooky hair or wear, whatever we feel like doing. And I'm just here to tell you, it is not true. It's just not true. We are here to do what we feel like doing in all of the
Yeah.
ventures that we take on. So I would really love to get that message across, especially to older women. You know, I think girls are getting the message, but you know, there's a few people I know that are in their 50s plus are starting to pick up drums, and I support that so huge, you know, or whatever instrument or artistic form.
Well,
Exactly.
when did you first start drumming, Brie? What got you into drumming?
You know, I was 14 and I'm an accidental drummer. My brother had a drum set. He was going to audition for a band. They came over and saw me and their momager, because it was a band of 12, 13, 14-year-olds. And the momager had this inspiration. Why not have this woman? And I was going to say that so many gigs that I got, I and didn't get was because I was a girl. I didn't get a lot, and I got a lot. You know, whether I could play or not, and I could play, and I could sing, but you know, that's an odd thing. Why didn't they just take me for what I could do rather than, you know, but being hired to be, you know, the whatever, you know, gratuitous, you know, woman. And hey, listen, I can't argue with it because I worked and I was able to support, you know, myself and Brandy, my daughter, when I had when I was a teenager. So it was a good thing, but it always came with a little confusion. Like I just wanted to be, you know, accepted because I was good at what I did, but I took what I could get, and I didn't get because, you know, like the Kiss situation where I wanted to audition for Kiss, and they wouldn't let me because, you know, it was like I was a girl. And I met with
No.
Gene Simmons years later, and he told me it wasn't because you were a woman, you know, that way. It's he says, look who we're selling to, you know, we just, it wouldn't work. And I realized, you know, he was right. And that was good to find out that there was another reason other than that I just happened to be a chick. But
Okay.
have it.
Jeez. Okay.
Exactly.
But yeah, you can sure as hell play.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was also curious, like, what was it like? Because you've known June and Jean since you were 16.
Right.
So what was it like reuniting all these years later to play with Fanny Walked the Earth? What was it like what was that first jam session like, and what was it like finding the sound again?
You know what? It was interesting because I went in there a little bit concerned because I don't play as much as I used to. I played, you know, every day, all the time. And I knew I was up for the job, but I was just feeling a little bit nervous. And when I got there, we played and we looked at each other after the first song. We went, holy shit, man, this sounds good. You know, and we were shocked. And Jean said to me, she said, man, Brie, you just sound fucking solid and great. She said, I'm surprised. And I said, Jean, you know, I was worried. And she said, me too. So, you know, maybe we had all the same concerns, but man, it felt so good. And it's like riding a bike, you know, we had that history, we had that groove, we had that backbeat, we had that thing from minute one.
Okay. Yeah, and you said I remember you saying in the documentary that it's like you're home again. And I thought that resonated a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely, there's something about it. Listen, I was really fortunate that Jean and I met, because I know a lot of people come out to LA or go on and try to do something. I had a tribe. We had a support group. We were working together, and who knows, you know, what might have happened if we didn't have that with each other. And even after I left the band, when I did, they were still there in my lives. Jeannie made me move back to the house, you know, you know, and asked me to come back into the band. So we were still close, and we still had each other for support, which was, you know, you can't buy that. You can't, it's just something in history that I just lucked into, like so many things.
Yeah, and I was there filming, and they were just totally rocking out from day one. I mean, literally, like in the first scene of the film, that's, I think, the first day. Then they were warming up together, and June as always, pretty much most of the time is wearing long flannel pajamas, and she wraps her guitars in flannel pajamas. And they were just like totally, like anybody, just warming up, kind of stretching. And so I just thought they played amazingly. And then they brought in all these other amazing women to sing on one of the songs, When We Need Her, and Brie and Alice DeBure playing double drums together, which rocked, and just Patty Quattro, Cherie Currie, and women from the Bangles, the Go-Go's, and Sherry Rain Barnett and Alice Bad,
Runaways.
Yeah, Cherie Currie, and just Wendy Haas Mull, who was also in this Svelts. Yes. All these, and Gail Ann Dorsey, like Toshi Reagan. There's all these different women that all came together, and Brie really reached out so much to bring in this woman energy to complement that album, which, incredible efforts.
One of the players from Bursa as well, another girl group from our day. Like, it was a race, I think, to see who got the first record.
And Jenya Raven too, Goldie and the Gingerbreads. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and here was the great thing is when I did reach out to some of these women, they were so willing and so supportive, all of them. That was really heartwarming and wonderful that they all came forward and wanted to contribute to, all of these people were well known than Fanny, the Runaways, the Bangles, the Go-Go's, good grief. And here they were coming to support us. Awesome.
And then the mastering engineer, Emily Lazar, who was, nominated for 3 freaking Grammys this year. I mean, she's becoming a young legend in her own right, and just breaking boundaries in other areas of the music industry, mastering. Yeah. There's so many areas, women, the more we are occupying spaces of positions of decision-making and power, and that's a lot of power to be the mastering engineer. So, that was another amazing woman that was part of it too.
Right.
So sorry.
Just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, absolutely. The more women in all the different fields, and the commitment of people that start now, do the work, be prepared for any opportunity, because opportunities don't always come, and you have to be top of your game. Man, if you're the best one in the room, if they don't pick you to do something, that's their problem, not yours. Because if you're ready and you're good, that's just the ticket. Sorry.
Yeah, and even behind the scenes, I mean, like my editor, Catherine Legault from Montreal, like Claire Sanford, Naomi Tur, there's so many, Cara Blake, who did all this amazing animation. There's so many women behind the scenes too that were part of it. And I love all of you men that were part of it too. I just feel like I got to give a shout out to some of these women that are breaking ground in the industry, since we have limited time.
Yeah.
And speaking of limited time, it's already 5. So I have to let you get to your next interview.
Okay, thank you.
Did we want to plug the hot docs again?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, people go to hotdocs.ca across Canada. Please, like, stream it starting today throughout the festival. And on May 5th, there's going to be a live stream concert with Fanny. And if you go to the film page on May 5th, there's going to be a button that pops up on May 5th. And worldwide, literally, people can watch this incredible pocket concert with Fanny and some surprise guests. And please vote for the film for Audience Choice Award if you really enjoy it. And share it, stream it with your friends. Get the word out. Thank you.
Awesome. I'll be tuning into the concert then.
Thank you, Daniel.
Please,
awesome.
May 5th.
Thank
you, Daniel. Thank you, Brie.
Thank you.
I'll see you in a few minutes, the next interview.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you, Daniel. Bye.